But correct me, I'm curious what your standpoint is because I sort of think about everything the way that I think about collectibles, whereas it adds value to your brand and your brand is everything. And if you buy SpongeBob or Lincoln or a ticket to a fair, whatever it is that holds significance, and then that's now part of your brand that raises value. I think about investments no differently, and in many cases, the investment in a bagel company or in a basketball company or whatever it is raises the value of your brand, both from an expertise of standpoint, just because when anybody has any money invested in something, they're naturally going to learn more about it, and that information is often more valuable than the return on capital in the first place, just from what I've seen the last couple of years.
Yeah, I mean the problem is, much like commercials, right? Like they long said that Jordan was doing too many commercials or Shaq was doing too many commercials, and it's like there is attrition if you're throwing an arrow and hoping it lands, right? So, what is Kevin Durant's brand in investing? I would say I have no idea because he's invested in 500 companies, So
He's done well with a few, though.
he has done well with Drew, as would anyone.
Sure.
I mean, so I think that you have to be really specific on what you want to invest in. One, to continue your brand and to be an added value partner to the insiders as well, not
Sure.
just but on the outside, what do you go after? I like to go after things that are, contrarian, right? I mean, non-alcoholic beer would be my most famous one, perhaps. Where people are like, well, why? People don't like the taste of beer. Why would anyone like a non-alcoholic beer?
I'd
And
try that because I don't drink alcohol. So,
Right, right, and it turns out that 83% of people who are buying Athletic Brewing also drink alcohol.
wow.
It and so that's where the value is. It's you're 44 years old. You're watching an NFL game. It's halftime. You had two regular, fully loaded beers. Again, it's Sunday at 4 o'clock. You have three kids. Are you going to continue to try to get home and, and and be nailed and have another four or five beers, or are you sitting at the bar and it's good enough and you're going to start to wind down while drinking something that tastes like a beer? And there's your answer.
No, it makes so much sense. And then I think the other point, obviously, is like how much can you directly benefit the company? Like your expertise, you know what you know. How do you benefit your personal brand, your relationships, the million different things, ways that you can actually benefit the company and it benefits you. That's why I love that world so much. And I don't think it's any different than collectibles. You're just collecting companies.
It's also just with an arbitrage type head, that it's not so when I've advised companies, and I have a company now that I'm an advisor and an investor of, and they came to me and said we're interested in selling a piece of our business, and they had already gone to a couple of the obvious ones who are in their sector to sell to, and I found them a partner, and it's not done, but they are among the most interested, who is not a natural fit, but that they are being compromised by the market that these guys provide. So every day when they have conversations in their business, this particular, what these guys do, compromises their own business. So the idea that they could then own a vehicle that takes away them being uncomfortable about, the elephant in the room, which is we can sell all this stuff, but there's something here that compromises it, they can now own that. And so I think when people are talking about sales and as an advisor, what I've learned is often it's not selling to a like company, it's selling to a company that is within the sector but doesn't have anything like it, and their business, because they don't have anything like it, is in some way hurt. They will also potentially give you the largest multiple.
Sure. That makes sense. That makes sense. I love it.